gardening and prepping. My name is Teresa. I would like to welcome you into the kitchen this evening where we're going to have fun making a very, very important tincture. Yes, before anybody gets started and gets panicked because it's sassafras, there's a lot that people do not know. Back in the 60s, there was a lab experiment pertaining to sassafras. What the amount that they gave to the rats is what caused the cancer. Now, you cannot drink that much sassafras in a day for it to happen. Now, the FDA immediately jumped on it and, banned sassafras. Well, there has been many, many scientists who have tried to get the FDA to reverse that ruling to no avail. Go figure, because they don't want you well. But of course, now with this being said, the rats that they do such horrible things to do not digest the chemical in sassafras. Their body does not digest it like we do. And their system holds on to all of it. So just imagine when these poor rats were just pumped full of it. And of course, I can't remember the name of it. I'll have it in the description box below. Of course, the rat's body couldn't digest it, so they just held onto it. So therefore, the cancer and their kidneys failed, and so on. This is why you do not experiment on animals. It's evil and disgusting. Now, FDA is firm. They will not reverse it, but that's okay. Those of us who know the truth, well, yeah. But, like I said, everything in moderation. It's known as a spring tonic. Tonic should tell you use it and then stop. You can drink it on occasions, but don't go crazy with it. It is a blood purifier, which should tell you don't want to do too much, because you don't want to just absolutely wipe clean everything in your system. You want to push it out, but not just keep pushing and pushing until there's nothing to push, and then or flush, and then your body is like, okay, what are we supposed to do now? Blood purifier, diuretic, excellent for rheumatism, gout, inflammation, fever. It was used a lot back in the day to reduce fever. It can cause you to sweat, which is another way that your body excretes poisons and stuff out of your system, either through your kidneys or through your sweat pores. Let's see what else. There's so many wonderful things this is good for. Typhoid. It's also known very good for syphilis. I know. Menstrual cramps, inflammation, some pain, relieving abilities, and so on. An amazing medicinal, taken in moderation. You can also drink, if you don't want to make the tincture, you can make the tea. Moderation is key with herbalism and using the herbs. Great responsibility. With that being said, this is the perfect time before the sap starts going back into the trees, is the time to harvest the roots. Now, responsibility in harvesting. Only take a root or two from each tree. Move around, because you don't want to kill the tree. If you take too many roots, you will kill the tree. Responsibility, y'all, and knowing what you're doing. So let's get busy making this tincture. Now, I've been scrubbing and working on it for a bit now. Hold on just a second. You want to scrub your roots very well. Make sure all the dirt is off of it, but leave the outer bark on your roots on it. Now, you keep the little roots too, the little bitty fine hair roots. They've got medicine in them too. Now, of course, be careful doing this. The bigger pieces, you just split them in half. The smaller pieces, I don't really worry about them. I just put them on in the jar. Nothing is wrong with this piece. It had broke off and had started to scab over. And you want to break the bigger pieces up as much as you can, so that way the alcohol has more room to work. And I'm just using the roots. You don't want to use the limbs or anything like that. This is straight roots, and I wish y'all could smell this. It's amazing. Now, this is plenty of roots for this half a gallon jar. Now, of course, you can make it in quart jars, pint jars, but almost halfway up. Now, when you wash your roots, you want to make sure that they are, a lot of the water has been dried off. I prefer fresh roots. That's just me. Now, you can dry the roots for the tea or use fresh. Now, you're going to see stuff floating inside the jar when I put the vodka in it. Yes, I'm having to use 80 proof vodka. I don't like using 80 proof, but you got to use what you got to use, and this is my last bottle. Now, you'll see stuff start floating in the liquid. That's fine. That's the little pieces of outer bark. Don't worry. And you want to fill it up to the rim. And you'll see all kinds of stuff floating all around. It's fine, y'all. It's fine, I'm telling you. That's just pieces of the bark. You want to see it in there. Gently. Don't go wild with it. Gently agitate it. I've seen people shake the daylights out of it. Some will float to the top. That's fine. They'll end up sinking. Double check your level. Level is fine. The reason why you want to fill it all the way up to the rim, air is not your friend when making tinctures. Now, I'm not going to give you dosage information because you can't do anything with this. You can't take it now. You've got to wait the 8 weeks for it to get ready, for it to set up, so the alcohol can pull out all of the wonderful medicinal benefits out of the sassafras roots. Of course, always I write on my lids, because I've tried the label technique. Things sweat in the South. We're going through cold, warm, cold, warm. It will sweat. And I have had labels before ruin. As long as you keep an eye on the top, you're fine. Sassafras tincture. And this is started 2/6/25. I had to stop there for a minute. Now, you want to store this in a cool, dark place. Every couple of days, gently agitate it. And in 8 weeks, I'll be back. Might be a little longer. I'll be back to, we're going to strain it. We're going to look how beautiful it's become. And then we'll talk dosage amounts. Now, like I said, spring tonic, important spring tonic. Like I said, blood purifier, gout, inflammation, rheumatoid, also good for arthritis, rheumatism, so on. So many wonderful things. Fever breaker as well. The research needs to be redone. Well, it's not so much redone. There's been plenty of people who's redone the research, proven that what the FDA is going by is flawed, and still fear mongering because they don't want you using any of the old medicine, the old ways. If they scare you, guess what? Most people won't use it because they're too scared. Do the research. Read. Stay away from medical websites because they're not going to tell you the truth anyway. If they tell you the truth and you heal thyself, I make my own medicine. If you heal yourself, they've lost a customer, and they don't like to lose money, not whatsoever. Simple, easy, homemade. I know what's in it. And it's that time of year, and we're getting close to when the sap starts rising. And after the sap starts rising, you do not want to harvest the roots. And like I said, harvest responsibly. A few here, go to another tree, a few there. Make sure it's a bigger tree. You don't want to harvest from little young saplings. It'll kill them. Responsibility, y'all. Responsibility. Everyone, I hope this video encourages you to know the truth about sassafras. It's an amazing, amazing tree, and our ancestors used it very well, and so did most of all Native American tribes east of the Mississippi River. And oh yes, it is so delicious. I miss the days of actual root beer having it in it, when root beer tasted good and not like Pepto-Bismol. Yeah. Everyone, take care. Continue to stock up your pantries with foods that will nourish and sustain you. Medicinals that will heal you. Protection of all kinds, and above all else, the bare essentials to survive on. Everyone, take care. Stay safe, stay sound, stay warm up north, because I've seen those storms rolling through. Y'all stay safe. I look forward to seeing you in my next video, and may you each be blessed. Hoot, hoot. Love y'all. See you soon.